Alright, what's going on, guys? This is Ruby as always, and welcome back to my kitchen. So unfortunately I don't have anybody to help me hold the camera because all my friends are at work and stuff. So what we're doing is that this is going to be my 2K special. Benito and Slip both did a cooking video, so we're going to do a cooking video. Now what we're going to be preparing today is some Nacho Supreme, like you can see there. And there's a couple prerequisites. Of course, you're gonna need a come on, DSLR. We got a fork right there and a plate right there. You're gonna need Nacho Supreme Velveeta. You're gonna need a large skillet. You can see how big this one is. And you're gonna need it with a top. You're gonna need a strainer for the ground beef. And you're gonna need a mixing thing, and you're gonna need a, what do you call those, a measuring cup. So you're also gonna need a pound of ground meat. So let me grab it out of the fridge. Alright, so I recommend lean ground beef. How do I get it out of this bag? Fail. Alright, there we go. Cool. Alright, so lean ground meat. I recommend lean because it's not as fatty, and it also browns a lot easier. So the first thing you're going to want to do is start browning this meat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the recording and I'm going to get it in there, and then I'll update you guys. Alright guys, so we're back and I have the ground meat in there. So now you're going to want to take your little mixy thingy and you're going to want to brown this meat till it's brown. If you never browned meat before, you're just going to have to keep mixing the ground meat around in the skillet until it gets to a nice brown. You're going to want to make sure there's no red or pink anywhere because you don't want to be giving yourself raw meat. So make sure you brown this to a pretty good level, and then we'll get to the next part because this is going to take a minute. Alright guys, so we're back, and as you can see, it is now pretty brown. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to set that over there. And as you can see, it's all pretty brown. You don't really see any red in there. Now what you're going to want to do is go over to your sink, and you're going to want to run hot water so you don't clog up your drain with grease. And you're going to want to empty the meat. This is really difficult with one hand. You're going to want to empty this into the strainer, like so. Get out of there. Oh, this is difficult. Alright, there we go. Whew. And you can just run some water, get rid of all that extra stuff, and then empty it out into the strainer. And you're going to want to put this back on your stove, like so. And then, as you can see there, we have some nice brown meat. Now what you're going to want to do is turn on your water a little bit more, like so. And you're just going to want to run some water through it. Hold on, let me back y'all up here. Sorry, this is really difficult with one hand. So you're going to want to just mix your water up like this, and you see all that brown stuff coming out. That's just all like the kind of greasy stuff out of it. So once you kind of have that done, and you kind of get all the water out, now this is product placement, except not paid product placement. So we got some seasoning straight from Louisiana, Ville Platte. So this is kind of like Tony Chachere's. This is what I use. Get it good on there. So this little Jim knows all about it. And then what you're going to want to do is just kind of mix this up. Oh, and we got a clog. So you're going to want to mix this up and get the seasoning nice and rubbed around on the, before we have a terrible accident on my 2K and overflow my sink. So yeah, see, now we got it all nice and mixed up. Now, I've pre-prepared the water. You're going to need 2 cups of water. I just use regular old tap water. It's nothing special you got to do. And you're going to want to put it in here. Make sure it all gets in there. Then you're going to want to take your ground beef. Just make sure it's dry. And then we're going to bring it over here. Drop it into the skillet. Like so. And make sure you wash your strainer out. Now, what the box comes with is some noodles, which we're going to go ahead and throw in here. This is probably like the crappiest video ever because I gotta do it with one hand. And then it also comes with some salsa and some cheese, and then some seasoning as well. It comes with like some Mexican seasoning, kinda. So you're just gonna want to empty this out into the noodles like that. So let's do that real fast. Alright guys, so I emptied all the seasoning into there. I'm telling you, y'all try to cook with one hand. This crap is difficult. So that's why we keep having to do camera cuts. But what you're going to want to do is mix it around so that you get a nice even amount, and make sure that like there's no seasoning just sitting on top. You want to make sure that that's mixed down real well. So let's do that real fast. And I keep forgetting to look at the camera and make sure it's getting everything. See, Slip and Benito had it good. They had somebody that could help them. Unfortunately, I didn't. So, cool. Let me just mix this and we'll be right back. Alright guys, so we're back. And as you can see, we got it all nice and mixed up like that. So you see that it's very even. The meat's all spread out. The noodles are spread out. The seasoning is spread out as well. So, it's looking good in there. Now, what we need to do now is we need to let this boil. It's going to bring to a boil, so we're going to leave it at 5 like that. So we're going to leave it at 5, let it bring up to a boil. Once it reaches a boil, we're going to knock it down to about 2, and then we're going to put our top on it, this thing, and we're going to let it boil. And then once it starts boiling, we're going to knock it down to like 2 or 3 on the heat level, and it'll be getting ready. So we'll be right back. Alright, what's going on guys? So we're back, and we got it all nice and low. You can see how now there's not really any water in here. It's been simmering for, I guess, like 10 minutes or so. So you can see that there's no real liquid left in it. So this is what you want. Now it's time for the next step. So we're going to place this over here. And now we're going to take our salsa. And, oop, my phone just went off. People are tweeting me. We're going to take our cheese and our salsa, and we're going to plop them in there. So I can't do this with one hand, so I'm going to do that real fast and cut the video. Alright guys, so there we go. It's nice and done, nice and cheesy. So you always want to save the salsa and the cheese for like the last step, like this last initial one, because it's always more cheesy that way. So this is pretty much done. All that's left, oops, Skype. All that's left is to put it on a plate and eat it. So again guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Sorry for the bad camera work, but I'm working on limited resources. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. Thank you all so much for 2K, and here's to 3K. Alright guys, later. Ooh. Later.